Are we mic'd up yet?
Yeah, we're all mic'd up. We're ready to go.
Gosh, this is like those documentaries you see where you see them setting up.
Makeup? No, come on.
I haven't cleaned my glasses.
Give me an action, mate.
Action.
Sorry, okay. So Big Local in 2012 decided to give 150 local communities £1 million each. The money had no strings attached and it was given to the residents for them to decide how to spend it.
Kind of seemed too good to be true. This idea that 150 areas would be given £1 million each over 10 years to spend as they wanted to.
We are one of those areas. The Pimlico Million is supported by the partnership, and the partnership is local residents who are living in the Pimlico area.
Funding like that is not what you'd usually see, so it's quite daunting but also quite exciting.
What each area needed was a charity to hold on to the money, employ the staff and to offer whatever added value they could.
So the Pimlico Million have actually picked the Quakers to be their locally trusted organisations. They are the people who are governing, employing us and supporting us in terms of IT, in terms of marketing support, overhead management, supervision, to ensure that all our programmes are delivered effectively.
The first time I heard about Pimlico Million was through Jane Buttigieg.
Jane Buttigieg.
I came to join the Pimlico Million as a partner after a conversation with Jane Buttigieg.
Who is well known in the area.
Works in the community for many years.
My name's Jane Buttigieg. I've lived in Pimlico all my life. I'm the 4th generation. You've asked me what I do. Well, I do a lot of things. I'm the chair of a farm in Glastonbury. I've got my own charity called EAT. I run my own business, which is a cave. I sit on the Tate Advisory Panel. I'm the chair of the South West Community Network, and they're the only things I can remember that I do. The local got in touch with Palmer Black. She was a representative. Someone told her about me. So she came to me and I listened and I said, let's have a go. This doesn't happen, we've lost £1 million. So I got people together, people like Shaista Mir, who runs the Bangladeshi group, Maggie, Harper, Toy Library. I got people involved that not just worked here, but lived here.
My name is Maggie Harper. I have been living in Pimlico since 1974 and I am a coordinator of Pimlico Toy Library. I've been involved in Pimlico Million since 2012 when it started. My main motivation was when I had my first daughter, I wanted to make the lives better for children in this area. This was an opportunity to do that. I took a whole of a half a second to think about it and said yes. A group of us came together with various skills and experiences.
There was a buzz at the first meeting, we got £1 million. And it's like, well, what are we going to do with it?
We had this baby that was, thrown into our laps with the promise of all this money and what we could do.
We can do loads with it. We can actually change everything.
Yeah, daunted, excited, slightly trepidatious as well, I guess, because I realised that it was going to involve a good team of people to get this interacted.
This is a big and brave thing to do, to give £1 million to a group of residents and try to get them to decide, because £1 million is both an enormous amount of money and hardly any money at all.
Pimlico is a real mixture of wealth and poverty. 40% of children under the age of 4 are living in poverty, which seems ridiculous when, if you think 20 minutes up the road, you've got Parliament.
In the beginning, to figure out the process was quite hard.
I think the poor residents of Pimlico had been consulted with many, many times. We made sure that we fed back to people and thanked them, that we told them what we'd done with the information, and that we shared with them what we were then going to do as a result.
The first 2 years were quite hard because what you're doing, you're setting up, you're learning.
Dealing with a project that didn't actually have any prescription.
This programme had virtually no rules whatsoever. Many residents, that was the scary bit. I think it really phased people. For some areas, they were very slow to start, and I think Pimlico was probably one of those areas.
We basically became stagnant for quite a while, actually. It was over a year. We weren't meeting in the same way regularly enough to keep the momentum going. People have other lives and life gets in the way. And we literally almost had to have a restart.
I think the really big challenge that we did have was the pandemic, because that was a very difficult time. We've not gone through any of that before. And it also brought home a lot of the problems that people have, things like digital exclusion.
Other challenges were when we had a bit of a personality clash between partnership members.
There was frustrating for me because I would come back with an idea and it would be like, oh, I'm not sure. It was really tough to get things through. And when things get delayed, then that reflects on me. And it's fine, but it wasn't being decided decided quick enough, so it could take 6, 7, 8 weeks just to make a decision.
What you have to realise is that we're all volunteers. As a result, we all had personal lives and other things were getting in the way, or life gets in the way, so momentum gets lost in those scenarios.
I wasn't happy, and I felt that, you know, it was making me unhappy, and so I decided to leave. And I really do think it was the best thing, and things happen for a reason.
So when Jane left, there was genuine sadness. Somebody that had brought so much energy to the project had left. There was a vacuum. And we then realised that we needed to consolidate, and whatever happened next, we attempted to make the best of.
What's happened is that different people have been involved at different stages, and those people have done what was needed at that time. But then things have changed, and you need a different set of skills coming in.
The Pimlico Million went into a completely new, exciting phase, and then Nawal came.
My name is Nawal Lakhdar. I am the Community Engagement Manager for the Pimlico Million. I've been with Pimlico Million for just over 4 years now. My role specifically have been about community engagement and community development in the area.
What drew me into Pimlico Million was Nawal herself. So I was at a networking event. I met Nawal there, and then when she found out that I lived in Pimlico, she asked me if I wanted to join in, and I said yes. So it's something new, but also exciting for me to start.
Yara is an extraordinary young lady who brings determination, local intelligence about what is needed in the area in terms from young perspective.
I'm a partner at Pimlico Million, and I'm also a student at King's studying pharmacy. I also work at a youth club, and I'm also a youth associate at South Westminster Foundation. As a young person, I noticed how important it is for young people's voices to actually be heard in the decision making. There's not much talking happening to young people themselves.
Having Yara's feedback is a key to how we can build momentum and look at how we support young people.
For me, I was very excited to be part of that, to be able to have my voice heard.
When I first joined Pimlico Million, I made it my mission to engage all the resident association. And I was personally faced by racism, and it was extremely challenging, but with the support from the partnership, from the Quaker Social Action, we managed to come up with a plan about how we're going to overcome certain challenges.
The space has changed massively now. We now include Friday prayers.
The bilingual coffee morning, the Eid parties, inviting different communities.
You have to capture everybody. We are neighbours. It's not you, me, them, it's us.
Over those 10 years, we have made a difference to so many people's lives.
There's a massive ripple effect. When you walk down the street, the amount of people say thank you.
The ripple effect is to see the growth of the community working together.
A big thing that Pimlico Million has done is bringing together all these hubs and getting them to actually work together and to look at how they can share their resources to have a bigger impact.
The last Eid party, we had 7 different organisations sitting together with the RA, talking about, okay, what can we do that can benefit everybody in the community?
Having like the bilingual coffee mornings where we bring different women of all backgrounds, they come together, sit once a month and actually engage in conversations. They did like knitting, sewing, or like digital inclusion, etc.
We do attend coffee morning from time to time, and I feel it's a safe space talking about the mental health, the domestic violence. I'm one of them. I lived here since 2007. And I never knew about anything because of my circumstances. There is lots of improvement in my life. I feel I'm back.
By giving funding to these small organisations, you change people's lives, and Pimlico Million did that.
Every single local organisation I work with and introduce myself, they say we get funds from Pimlico Million. The impact is very clear that we're seeing the communities standing together, working together collaboratively, they empowering each other.
Hi, I'm Sahara and I am a yoga and wellbeing practitioner. I was a grant recipient and I received funding for my first major programme for women in menopause. Various guest speakers, yoga, nutritional chats. This was so successful, it was oversubscribed literally every single week.
We've helped them with the paperwork, the governance side of it.
We made the process accessible by holding workshops on how to apply for funding bids. We simplified the grant making process, making the application forms as short as possible to not take up unnecessary time. And finally, we were accessible. I was available on the phone, via email, face-to-face for meetings in order order to be able to offer the support and advice that everybody needed.
Noel mentored me and guided me in how to actually organise it on the page, and that was hugely advantageous.
The reason this is so important to us is because lots of the organisations we work with are grassroots organisations and don't have the experience of accessing larger funding pots. Another thing that was really important to us was the longevity of the organisations. We wanted them to really be able to survive and flourish after the funding from Pimlico Million. We did this by supporting them with monitoring evaluations, how to capture their data, how to analyse the data they've collected.
It will now mean that they, from that centre spoke, can now go off and do things on their own or collectively.
I think it's very important for people to feel more connected and included. It will bring sense of safety to community and sense of care.
The funding that Pimlico Million have given to Pimlico Toy Library, we've helped the mental health of so many families.
We've seen 7 people go back to work through Eat Up.
We funded swimming for local women. And one of the ladies who we funded confided on me to say that she is a refugee, and when she was fleeing her own country and having this fear of drowning in the sea because she couldn't swim, it was like overcoming a real trauma. For me, it's like swimming lessons, but for her, it meant life-changing experience.
There was a lot of activities around youth providers in Pimlico. They've done a great job with local young people.
There were projects which I haven't been personally connected with. So the work of the Pimlico Musical Foundation is a wonderful area where all the different kinds of people in Pimlico can come together.
I like Pimlico Choir because it just makes me really happy, and I like to sing.
This choir opens up a lot of opportunities.
I finally found out that I had a hidden skill inside me.
Hi, my name is Brendan Parker. I'm part of the Peabody Avenue and Close Gardening Club, transforming public spaces into community assets for the past almost 10 years. Welcome to King Charles's Coronation Garden. What this does for our community is it creates a space that's more inviting. Among the gardens that have been funded by the Pimlico Million was one of the first COVID memorials, as well as a victory garden to provide allotments. We have focused on biodiversity as well as sustainability, introducing fruit and veg throughout the estates. The benefit to the residents who participate through exercise, there is the benefit to just the residents who don't even participate because they see people investing in that community.
With the help of the Pimlico Million, we applied for some funding, got someone to get the initial equipment, set it all up for us. Divine Lord Reef, Kev would be Terry Wogan, our original out of SW1, the face of Radio Free Pimlico with his live show every Friday night. We probably have a core of about 20 DJs now. They couldn't have been more encouraging, more helpful. It is visibly popular, and I think it's a useful community source.
Working with Pimlico Million, which is a significant impact on our community, such as hot food, community summer trip, other activities, sewing classes, recently Eid celebration.
Our projects are increasing day by day. We're getting loads of different people from all different backgrounds, so it's really, really positive.
We learned so much from them in relation to collaboration, and we will continue to work together with all the different organizations, building and strengthening partnership in Westminster.
2 things that happened to me late in life. One was the walking football, and the other, I started writing poetry. So I thought I'd put the 2 together, and I hope you all enjoy it. Walking football, you should give it a go, said my wife. You used to enjoy playing football. It was a fun part of your life. I had my doubts, it's fair to say. Was I too old to be kicking a ball? Maybe. But what a surprise in store for me. Brought back that feeling of being young. 5 minutes in, I felt 21. I'm now Walking Football's biggest fan. Thank you so much to all you great and the good. Money's well spent on a scheme that should keep us in fine fettle in our late adulthood. So to some of you out there, why not give it a go? Kick a ball, not the bucket. Exercise those joints, all you senior women and men. This feel-good factor, from your heads to your toes, you'll never know unless you give it a go.
So legacy has always been something that we talked about, and at the very beginning of the programme we framed it as what happens in year 11.
They've left a legacy for sure.
I feel extremely proud that I was part of this journey, and I feel extremely privileged that people engaged with me, gave me their time. I'm forever privileged to everybody in Pimlico that have been part of my journey.
We know that it has made such a difference to the area and has changed so many people's lives. And not just to the community, my life, Noel's life, everyone that's been involved with it.
I think the reason Pimlico Million and other big local areas have been so successful is the people, the energy, enthusiasm, commitment that they have brought.
We have lots of people who are keen, I think, to continue to work together in whatever form that may be.
We've built skills, we've developed capacity for local people. There's no reason they can't continue doing the work of Pimlico Million.
So it's something that should definitely keep going.
I think resident-led funding does work. We've shown it through Pimlico Million. We've seen the impact. When the community comes together, they can do so much.
To people it gives a sense of independence, that everything what happens in the area, it's not just something from authority, government or whatever, but it's something what we can make with the power of our community.
The advice that I would give to anybody in the community who is offered an opportunity to make a difference is say yes, have a go, be a can-do person.
Do your research, know why you're doing what you're doing, because it's going to take work. We've created stronger bonds, a stronger sense of community. Those that come together, create together.
If I had to use 3 words to sum up Pimlico Million, I'd use inspiring, approachable and great.
Inspiration, community, opportunities.
Connecting and empowering. Compassionate, empathy, supportive.
Collaboration, cooperation and co-funding.
So my word is trust.
Inclusive.
Supportive.
Legacy.
Community.